All right. Hello and greetings to you, viewer from across the tubes. I am Gnarly Quack, although my friends and enemies call me Carl. And today, once again, I'm going to be working on Dr. Strangetest, my testing framework for PHP. And I'm going to be picking up pretty much right where I left off yesterday. We are pretty much feature complete on the difference algorithm used by the framework. Still a little bit of bulletproofing and, well, I don't know if stress testing the right word is the right word, but just throwing some test cases at it to make sure it's handling some corner cases correctly. But we are also in the process, while doing that, of significantly refactoring and cleaning up the code, just making it a little bit more manageable and hopefully performant, a little bit cleaner. And that is where I got to start on yesterday. And yesterday, I guess I was feeling a little bit demotivated. First of all, I was started too late, I suppose, but when you're staring at a towering mountain of garbage code, it can be a little hard to sort of face that down and start to dig into it. But I pressed forward and actually got a piece of functional code going last night, and I actually think it's a pretty good place for us to start. And having that, coming away with that working code, that first sort of initial refactor, I think was a big win. So you got to celebrate. You got to celebrate the wins that you can get. But I'll stop babbling, I guess, and just get into the code here and pick up where we left off. So all our tests, I believe, should be passing, and I think I did not commit the stuff from yesterday. Does not look like it. So essentially, sort of the last bit of work, just as a quick recap, is I have been extending the framework's difference algorithm to not just do equal, unequal, well, equality comparisons, whether something's equal or not, but also to handle greater than or less than comparisons. And this is because PHP supports that comparison for arbitrary types. So my diff algorithm is already type aware, and now it's, I guess, operator aware. But if one of those comparisons fails, we need to format a message for the user, a hopefully helpful message for the user to let them know what's going wrong. And so with this already existing diff algorithm in the code base, it seemed like extending that to also handle these less than and greater than comparisons was a natural thing to do. And that is where we are. But I kind of made the mistake of sort of just trying to glob that all together basically into one algorithm. And so what I'm in the process of doing now is, when you initially call the diff algorithm, we see what kind of comparison we're doing. And then based off of that comparison, I think we're going to end up with like two code paths. And that, I guess, is where I'm going to start today. Because the one thing, oops, I am at the, okay. I am talking and distracting myself. So where are we here? This is format diff. So the one thing I had done yesterday was I basically pulled out this function here, which only handles greater than comparisons. And I had pulled that out from the rest of the code, which handles both less than, or all of less than, greater than, equal comparisons. And you can see our operators here. We basically handle all the standard, I guess, Boolean comparison operators, although with the to-do for the spaceship operator, which I don't know, we'll see how this goes today, and I guess the longer I talk, the less I'll get done. But I can maybe take a look at that and just make sure. I don't think there's really anything I have to do with that. But I just want to take a look because I know that's a newer operator and I haven't really used it. So here we are handling strictly greater than. And this is what was pulled out from the code base. And this is, I think, more or less working. Like I said, I have a few other test cases I want to run against it. But now I guess the next thing to do is to basically handle less than values or less values. And I've been kind of thinking about this. it's one of those things where there's like just enough difference between greater and less that it's tempting to just sort of copy this function and start changing it. But at the same time, there is enough similarities between the two where it seems like doing that could be a bad idea. And so I made this comment yesterday, which might be a place to start. I think I may start by writing this function, compare greater values, and, well, I guess I just need value from and the value to. I don't think I need anything else. This is going to return... Actually, I think this is going to return an int. And so what we're going to do here is... And maybe I can just bump this out. So we're basically going to take this. So if from value is greater than to value, I guess we'll return a 1. Else if, and I don't know, maybe it's just worth pulling these out. Probably not actually necessary, but save a touch of typing. So if from value is greater than to value, we'll return 1. Also, from value is less than t value, and this is exactly, I guess, so if I had the spaceship operator, I could just use that. So maybe, well, let's let's actually finish my function here. Otherwise, we'll return 0. And when did the spaceship operator? Let's see if the documentation has a page for spaceship. Oh, it goes to comparison. Okay. Okay, so when a is less than b, we get an int less than 0, and when it's equal, we get equal to 0. Okay, so when was the spaceship operator introduced? Okay, so it doesn't actually tell me when the spaceship operator was introduced. Oh, that's actually been around longer than I thought. Spaceship operator. Okay, this is what now? 7.0. So, okay, so we'll do that. Let's just make sure PHP-stan is happy with this. And I may have to keep an eye on my little nuck here. It's a gorgeous day out, and it's like perfect weather. But when I start streaming, my little nuck starts to feel it. So this is compare greater values. So now here in diff greater values, we will get, I guess, not there. What compare equals compare greater values, and we'll just do from to, and then we'll do result equals 0 equals compare. So that takes care of that. I suppose I don't even need to. I can just return that maybe. Wow, that ended up being much longer function than I thought. So let's just go back up here to the top. So if compare is greater than 1, we want to copy the value. Otherwise, if well, compare equals 0 and equals okay, we're also going to copy the value. I suppose we could actually just collapse those. Or let's just oops, what? Yeah, let's just collapse those. And I think let's just try that on for size. Count cannot be found. Well, that's not a good thing. Wow. Okay. So whatever I mistyped there in Neovim, I ended up just doing something completely random in another part of the code. So now from there, what I'm thinking about doing is we've sort of abstracted away this comparison, right? So based on the type of comparison, right, if we're doing a greater than comparison, then if we need to make a swap or delete and insert, basically, we're going to be deleting greater, inserting lesser. But if we're doing a less than comparison, this is going to swap from, I believe, like delete lesser right to, yeah, delete lesser to insert greater. So I'm wondering if I can just sort of abstract away those as well. I can use the single code, the single function here, to do both less than or equal comparisons. And what I am almost thinking about doing, sorry, I'm just watching the temperature on my computer. It's like I have a rotating fan here, so I'm getting a little bit of it too, and it's like when it rotates on me, the temperature goes up. When it rotates back, the temperature goes down. And of course, when I run PHP stand, since it forks itself and runs itself on all my cores, it really starts to heat things up. But so anyway, I guess what I'm thinking of is actually using an object here. So let's go interface unequal comparator. That's an epic name in my opinion. So we're going to have class. This will be a final class greater than comparator. Extend struct and implements unequal comparator. comparator. And I guess maybe, do we actually need to take anything? Maybe. Maybe I can just put this in here. So this is, I guess I'll just make this a public. And this is going to be a tool. So that is a start, and then I guess we'll have public function compare. Essentially, we're going to stick this in here. Oops. And actually, this may end up killing my note for this. And that should have been that. So we're going to do that. This is going to return, actually, this is going to return an int. And I guess then we're saying we're going to have a public function. What are we doing here? Insert value. And delete value. I think that returns void. And all of these are going to become is, so what are we saying? We're delete greater value. Oh, I guess this would be, yeah. And so we need, what do we need here? I guess the signature is going to be exactly the same. And then this is actually, I think, going to be the same. Right. So what are we doing? We are deleting a greater value and inserting a lesser value. So diff value show key pos. So that looks good. Now move that over there. So this is going to take a unequal comparator now. Guess we'll just do that. And now, so this is going to be comp, compare values, right? Is that what we called it? compare. I guess it's just compare. Well, I don't know. Compare values. That's fine too, I suppose. All right, but actually these are going to be part of the interface, I suppose. Well, and what's obnoxious about this is there's really no need to make this equals okay a function call, but I cannot have, at least until upcoming PHP 8.2, I believe, I cannot have a property on an interface. You know, I suppose if I was any modern enough version, I was only having to worry about a modern enough version of PHP, I would, excuse me, make that a read-only property. But anyway, so I guess we need to type in some parameters here. Bool show key. Param, I guess this is a diff position. So let's just see how that looks. Cannot 2134. Oh. Yeah, I did not really. I guess I must have done the same thing here. So, okay, well that was foolish of me. And I am going to take a second to just keep my fan on my computer here. Okay, let's give that a few minutes. Okay. So yes, I guess I knew. So diff greater. So this is going to be a new greater than comparator. Equals okay. That's true. $20.80. This is going to be comparison. Okay, I guess this is a. I think this is a diff operation. Yeah, diff operation. That is true. It is not called greater. It's called greater, I think. Oh, this should probably be underscored because this is. Well, I don't know. You know, I'm thinking this might be Oh, no, you know what? I don't know. I take it back. I take it back. But essentially, underscoring this means this is going to be private to this file. Oh. Yeah, so I guess I need to stick the stupid interface function on here. So implements. Guess this will go private. So that actually caused stuff to fail, which I do not think should have happened. So what is happening here? Am I doing something else with the result here? That's probably it. Okay. So now next is this is going to change into, I guess, delete value. And this is going to change into comp insert value. And is that it? So let's search for, what am I searching for? I never remember the, greater or is it lesser, I think? Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Well, I don't think that actually, okay, so I guess I don't do enough searching in Neovin to, so let's just see where we're, so insert, delete, oh. So is that it? Oh, no. Compare values. Copy value, delete value, insert value, copy value, insert value, start value, insert value, copy value, end value. So this is going to be delete value assert value. Okay, so that's dope. Now, I guess what this means is so let's mess around with this a little bit. Well, actually, this is going to be I think it's just called diff less. Yes. But this is going to be now a less than comparator, which I think I now need to implement. Yes. So I guess we will yoink this. So that now this is going to be, we're just going to swap this. And then this is going to be, I guess, lesser string, greater string. And I believe with that, things should break terribly. Okay, so let's take a look at my failures before. Oops. We'll look at the failures before I guess I sort out the errors here. So this is less. So what did we get here? So we got that, that, and that. And this is supposed to be so did I get my so that seems like it should have been okay. So compare values. If from value is less than 1, then that's good. If from value is greater than to value, that's bad. Otherwise, it's 0. So why is it telling me that 2, 3, 4 is okay there? Is that actually what I'm getting? 1. So that isn't 1, 3, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you know why? You know why? I think I know why. Because I did not abstract away this. So where are we here? If compare values from value to values equals 0. Otherwise, we want to do that. Otherwise, that if okay, that is that really the only? I feel like that won't fix everything, but let's find out. No, fix nothing. So I guess I just need to be a little. So if result is greater than 1, or the result is equal to 0, and it's okay that they're equal, we want to just copy the value. Otherwise, basically, if it is a comparable composite value, so we get the values, we get the length. Here we're just setting the I don't think I have an assertion failure. Oh, let's just pick. I mean, I guess I could just look. Oh, I do have an assertion failure. Then we're going to do that. So then while, if we haven't reached the end of from yet, get our, figure out where we are in the string, and then copy the value. Otherwise, figure out where we are in the string and then insert the value. So that seems okay to me. Let's just save there and run. I believe, at the very least, that should clear up my 2 assertion errors. Okay, so now we just need to figure out what's going on here. So while we have extra elements, we just insert them. Then while we have elements left in from, Yep, we do diff greater values. And then while we still have elements remaining in from, we just copy the value. So I guess I'm not quite sure why this is breaking. Am I overriding comp somewhere? So what are we, let me pull up my test again. Am I? So we're not even getting, so what's kind of interesting is, I guess, less equal is working, less is not, right? What are we getting here for fail? No, less equal is also not working, I guess. Oh, right, okay. Yes, I understand what is happening now. The problem is that long arrays are always greater than short arrays, so this here where we have extra elements, is gonna, the handling for that is going to differ based on whether this is a less than or greater than comparison. So boo. And I'm trying to think if there's a way to handle that. I mean, I guess I could just proxy that off to the comparator as well. That might be a thought. And unfortunately, I do have to hit the restroom real quick. So I am going to, I guess, take a 5-minute break maybe. Yeah, so let me think about that, and I'll be back in a few minutes. I'm back. So I guess I'll just do that. So where are we here? We want our greater than comparator. I guess this will go into the interface. I don't know. I guess I should write a function first. So we've got equals OK, compare values, delete value, insert value. I don't know, diff extra values. So what are we doing here? We are right. We need to well, it's essentially going to be this, I guess. Right. So I guess we need from values to values, I and I guess max. I don't know. So for so we're also going to need from length equals count of values to length equals count to values. Although the somewhat annoying thing here is I've already calculated this up here. So maybe we just pass those in. From length to length. So this is going to be an insert, and I guess we're going to want to return to and from are going to be in sync here. Or to and I mean. So let's return or are they? Well, I guess I'm thinking ahead of myself. Because I feel like we may be able to use this for strings as well. But let's just return, I don't know. Just return I. So I guess this is our signature here. So this is going to be value, f values, an array of values for two values, int for f length, two length, so that I need a semicolon there. I know how I am with semicolons. So this that needs to go there. Should probably actually go inside of a method. And this is going to be, I guess, a delete. So now here, in diff greater values, so So we're going to do 2. No, this is going to be less than is not going to be the same, because in less than, this is going to use from. So for from length minus from is greater than 2 length, increase from, we want to delete from. I guess maybe return from. I know, it's like I said, I suppose right now it doesn't really matter. So this is going to be, of course, that still doesn't that still doesn't help us, because we don't know, right? The whole point is for us not to know, trying to abstract away where we're handling the extra stuff. So, right, we're still going to need to know if this is a less than or greater than, to know if we need to update the from index or the to index. So I guess we could just return all 3 of them. So we'll get back from to an I guess, equals compare diff extra values, and this is going to be f values, 2 values, from length, to length, I guess 0 and max, right? Is that what we said? So now we're going to return back zero, t, and I guess. And this is going to return from 0 and I. And I guess we don't need to initialize I there. Same thing here. And I guess this is now going to return a array of 3 ints. Int, int, int. Let's see what that does. I'll be mildly amazed if that works, but you never know, I guess. Isn't that what that is? Diff. Doesn't like that? I thought this was how... Oh. Yes. I would not like that either. Okay, well, this is starting to get a touch gnarly. Because we need to pass in 2 more perimeters in addition to the 6 we're already passing in. So this is what going to be diff state, and then show key. So subkey. Okay, let's see what that. Well, now we need to actually pass that in. So this is going to be state and show subkey. So that's still not working. It is stopping. It appears to be stopping here at this first. Actually, is this the same thing I was getting? So 1, 2. And I guess that's probably because right now we are initializing these. Right, we don't want to initialize from here. We want to do that. Maybe that's all we need to do there. Yes, okay. So I don't know. That seems kind of like a wash to me. Unless I start cramming more junk into the comparator, which I guess I can. I could stuff the diff state in there. So if I stuffed the state in there, I could just grab this off the state. I wouldn't need to pass that anymore. I would still need to pass in all this other stuff. I guess I could just... I don't know. Maybe it's actually worth creating another structure where I just when I'm actually diffing two values, I just hold all that stuff and then I can pass that around. So that might be something worth doing. But I mean, I guess the other thing this has me thinking of is, okay, so now we've actually moved the actual part of the algorithm into here. I mean, really, though, no other part of the algorithm changes, right? So all we've done is, I guess I need to go to the right place. All we've done is parameterize that part of the algorithm that changes between the two cases. Which is just how we handle extra values on the front, I think. Unless I have a test case. That's not catching something, but I think, right? I don't think so. Okay, one thing I'm going to do real quick, because this is turning into such an obnoxious copy, such an obnoxious thing. We've got, okay, so I can get rid of this function actually. That got totally wrapped up into the object, right? And this is my comparator, but we are going to want this function get line position. Get line position. And we're going to take an I and a max, and this is just going to be that. So I guess this is going to be param int. This is going to be a diff position that. Return that, or return that. Okay, so now everywhere this is going to be pos equals get line position and I guess this is max. And maybe I can change this to count. So we have what? Max is equal to, well, so pos is going to be Oops. Now what I meant to do there. Okay. Wonder how many times I spelled post instead of pause. All right. Anywhere else? I think that should take care of all of that. You really PHP Stan? Oops. Okay, well, it's really gonna make me type all this out, huh? Start. And okay. So now I guess we need to rename that because we're no longer just diffing greater than values. So I don't know, is there an better name than the ones I'm using for like greater than or less than? I guess just unequal, huh? Or unequal? Inequality? Okay, so I guess we'll call this diff unequal values. And then we're going to have diff values, right? So I guess we'll just change this to diff equal values. Okay. So now let me come in here. So other than maybe tidying some stuff up for the string comparison here, and I have a feeling I'm just maybe don't have enough tests, and I have some notes to do some additional testing with that. So maybe I'll just leave that alone for now. But other than that, I think this function's in pretty good shape. So we copy the string. We handle, if they're of uneven length, we handle that. Then while we get true values back, we diff those values. And then for the rest of it, we just copy everything. And then we tack on the line ending string, basically. So, yeah. Well, now I just, how did, what did I change? Am I crazy? Wasn't this passing? Okay, I guess it wasn't. Did I just like completely ignore that? Oh, I guess I did. I must have hit right all, and I have all this gunk in here from when I was trying to figure out what was going on with that diff. So, okay. Spooky action at a distance, I guess. Okay. I don't know. Maybe I'll go have a little piece of chocolate to celebrate that. Because now I've got to go in and clean out all the gunk from the old algorithm, like all the stuff we're not calling anymore. And this is not chocolate, by the way. This is a pretzel. Probably healthier than chocolate. So there's cleaning up those algorithms itself, and then there's maybe playing around with some of the structures I have in the code there that are probably overly oopified. So gosh, it's such a nice day out. I would almost consider going for a walk and coming back tonight, but I feel like the last couple streams where I've coded at night, I guess maybe just being on stream, it's made me aware of how tired I am at night. Hey, Bazin, how are you? Welcome back. Don't mind me, I'm just having a few pretzels. Oh, nice. Did you have you actually coded it or implemented it, or you just found the right answer? That's a start. What was the problem you're trying to solve? Like, is it a project you're working on? I know you were mentioning that that app for I guess your dad, or is this like a code? What do you call it? Code war sort of thing, or whatever the coding challenges are. Oh, okay. Okay. You mean just like change the type of value being passed in? So is that just trying to figure out how to make your IDE like help you along with that, so you didn't have to go manually change it everywhere? That's also the nice thing with static analysis as well. Like if you've noticed me using PHP scan, because normally, right, in like Python or PHP, that wouldn't that wouldn't flag until it actually you actually try and call it a runtime. So which is why I'm a big fan of static analysis in my when I'm coding with like PHP or Python, I try and use them because a static analyzer will also tell you everywhere you're calling that function with the wrong type. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's true. It's hard to explain. Chat's not great for explaining hard coding problems, I guess. All right. So I guess I need to set up a Discord. I don't have one, and actually, so I was trying to join the Discord for another streamer, and for some reason, Discord thought I was a bot and immediately disabled my account. Like I signed up, verified the text through the phone, and then tried to join that streamer's Discord, and I couldn't. And then I got an email saying, "We think you're a bot or something, and so we've disabled your account." And I just haven't cared enough to go fix it. So, um, yeah. I'm like, okay, I responded to like half a dozen texts or clicking on. It was like, which line is yawning? And it's like, okay, I did that like 6 times, and it's like, oh, sorry, you're a bot or something. I don't know, but I just haven't cared enough to go fix it. Yeah, well, I actually haven't signed up for it yet. I don't know. I guess I'm not really a big social media guy. So not that Discord's really social media, but kind of all those platforms. I guess if I get more into streaming or whatever, it's something I should sign up for. But my first effort was a failure, so I guess I'll have to go sort that out. But as I like to say, technology in 2022, I can't even, Discord can't even figure out how to sign me up. So, all right. So I think I may actually just commit this. Just to kind of like put a pin in where we are here. So uh so test var equals 10. Oh yeah. This is Python, right? You're trying to get, well, wait a second. You're trying to get access to, so test var. Yeah. That's what you were looking for? 10 and 20? Or are you trying to access test var from main? Oh, okay. So you want to call main and tell it to update some global variable without main having to know what the actual variable is. Okay. Yeah, I think in Python that's you need to do like a set attribute or something on the module. So I'm not sure how you get access to the local whatever the current module is, but I think that's kind of what you're something like this is what you're looking for, right? So I think here you would pass the module and then the name that was passed into the function and then whatever value you want to set it to. Or that works too. That also works. Nice. But so it always feels good to figure something out, and also to learn something new about the language you are using. All right. All right, so I think I can knock out this. The spaceship comparison, the spaceship to do. Yeah, no worries, Bazin. I'll be here for a little bit longer. So if I'm still here when you get back, I guess I'll chat with you later. So I don't think there's any. Oh, I made a note right here was added in PHP 7. um, I don't think there are. I don't think there are implications. So I'm going to delete that. And I am also going to, so let's go in here now. Now I've got this going. I guess it's time to start cleaning up diff equal values. Because I don't think I have any extra stuff going on in here. I guess the first thing I'll do as a completely meaningless change is I'll move this diff state to the start. So state, oops. Uh, okay, let's see if that works. Suppose I need to hit return. Okay. So what this does mean is compare values. This is going to turn into compare, I guess, compare equal values. And I feel like this is now going to go back to strict. Oops. So if strict, and this is going to become an else. And then all this is going to go away. We can get rid of that invalid code path. So if result, if I guess this is going to go to, still need these silly assertions here, but I feel like I can simplify this condition down, but I don't know how. Guess it doesn't really matter. Compare keys is if one of them is not in a list. So I guess if both of them are in a list, right? Guess what we're saying here is if both of them are in a list, both of them are in a list, or keys match, then we have a full match. So actually that is going to break stuff. So compare equal values. Um, feel like I don't really need to store the operator in the diff state anymore, but now like I need to pass around whether it's strict or not. I don't know. Let's just diff identical. This is going to be compare diff identical. I guess that's it. So let's check that out. Expected if. Oh, doi. Okay. Okay. So that simplifies that out. So now who's calling compare equal values? Build diff from editors. So this does get show key. But actually, let's first delete all this. Okay. Bump all this in. See, this is another area where I feel like although the logic is a little bit different here. For that, just thinking about that, just thinking about that get line position. Well, I guess I won't worry about that for now, but let's see what that does. Still do the same thing. I don't know. I don't know. So if we get a match full, I don't think any of this really changed. Yeah, none of this really changed, I think, to handle less than or greater than comparisons. This is LCS array. I don't think anything really changed there. All that goes away. This goes away. That goes away, and that goes away. Okay. So in build diff, I think I'm just gonna, call this build diff. And I guess I'll pass the state in first. And then where else do I have build diff? I guess that's it. And maybe just there. All right. So let me think about this. About this whole line position situation here. So I feel like count is going to be max from 2 minus 1, and I is going to be 0, right? Or no, I is actually going to be count. Boy, I screwed that up all sorts. Okay. So if from and to are both at the very end, that means the lie is going to be count. So I think and I just need to make sure I am okay, this is going to be the same thing here, I believe. And I think what are the chances I understood how that's working? None at all. Okay. So this is in, do I have that test file open? Okay. So called from 315. Oh, this is in test diff, test strict. So what did we get? We got looks like we got a screwed up diff is what we got. An old pond. So why did we get hmm. Right, we basically so while if that pause. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. I guess that's a. I guess I did not need to delete this one here. So maybe I should just not mess with this. So I was subtracting one there because I believe the length is increased by 1 for this matrix. This isn't actually like the length of the value. This is like the length of the matrix. I guess I could. That's the only place it is called, so how are we getting. Right. So a from length is count value. So So maybe instead of that, this should be count minus 1. No. But I did reduce my my errors. And actually the problem seems to be completely unrelated, where the key disappeared on us. And probably that might be because I have a feeling I put that in the wrong place, maybe? I don't know. Okay, that didn't So I remember getting kind of wrapped around the axle on this the first time I implemented it, and I don't know why. I guess it's because I guess I don't know. I guess I'll just undo all this. Because what is going on here? Well, I actually don't know why the key isn't even showing up. Oh, but you know what? It's probably because the string part is deciding whether to format the key based on it being the first line. So that's probably what's going on there. I guess it's the sort of thing where these are, since they are potentially moving independent, like from and to are moving independently of each other, unlike that other case where they were moving, right? We were stepping through an order. Yeah, we have to keep track of them. I mean, I think the way the diff probably works out, we're not going to get, but it gives us a sort of thing where, well, I don't know. Basically, it sort of figures out this where it knows. I guess I'm still a little bit confused why that's not working, but I mean, I guess the short of it is since from and to can move independently here because we're sort of sliding around this matrix instead of just walking through each value linearly, linearly. We need to keep track of the start and end line for each set of values here. I guess that's what's going on. I guess that is what's going on. It's a little bit annoying. I can't call out to a function on that, but okay. It is what it is. So we said we're working, right? Okay, I may have to use the bathroom again. In fact, not just may, I guess I have to. So, finished all my coffee, so I guess I need to go get rid of it now. So I'll be back. Probably won't be away for 5 minutes, but I guess I'll just take another 5 minutes. So be back shortly. I am back. Okay, I feel like I need to get back in the zone here, if I was ever in it. Where are we here? Oh, you know what? I'm a little bit curious why this is not matching me on function. Okay, well. So insert, I believe this, I am not calling anywhere now. Correct. Excuse me, I think I got a cough. Just make sure I'm unmuted. Looks like I am. So, okay, this isn't called anywhere. Neither is this. This is, but this isn't. And neither is this. And that's called a bunch of places. As is this. But now this is called only from there. So this is, I guess, going to be string equals same thing here, I guess. Yep. Right, just so that's not called anywhere. Each string is though, right? It is. And lesser here is not called anywhere, I believe. Oops, what did I? Okay. Now, I had some thoughts about this format diff. But I guess what I want to do is so basically now I ripped out, I think, all the inequality code. from here. So let me actually commit that. Okay. Doesn't matter. This is probably going to get switched down. So what I'd really kind of like to start messing around now is this formatting stuff. So we process the values here, and right, if we're doing a greater equal comparison, okay. Some question whether we actually need that still, but I'll leave that alone for now. So I guess all these places where we're calling format value is where so where do we have let's pull up a format. Format value function. So I believe they are all essentially the same. So this is on this is array, which I guess we know by that. Because I think what I determined earlier was right, they're all essentially the same except which format function they call out to. And I suppose even that would go away because format function or format variable will figure that out for us. So this is an object, right? Exact same thing here. I guess this is a reference, so that's a little bit special because we just hold the name to the reference. This is a resource. This goes to format resource, scalar. This is what, a string part, I believe? Or just a string. So string goes to scalar, as does string part. So I guess this is really what I want to do. Although I didn't actually check to see. Okay, so indent key in line, scene sentinel's result, key or indent key line, scene sentinel's result. Welcome back, Bazin. That's a special case. I guess that is a special case because we're calling right to the format, but indent, key, and line are the same. Same thing there, same thing there. Actually, this is a bit of a mess. And what are we actually doing? I guess we're kind of just manually doing our own formatting here. So I guess if what we're saying is if value instance of reference formatted equals value name, I think we said. Also, if value instance of string part formatted, essentially formatted is going to be this. Oops. Actually, this is a little bit different, right? Because this is like the one special case here, the string part. Which I guess I can kind of could kind of like fake this way, or I guess fake is the wrong word, but formatted is going to be so one thing about this, when we make this string part, what are we putting in here? Line. So I think I did this manually, but I'm not sure if this actually does the same thing as like a var export, because I think var export actually reformats the string. So for instance, string equals he said, hi. Right, and if we var export that, right, we get that. But if we do what we're doing here, what are the chances I can get this pasted? None at all, apparently. Alright, so where is the actual code here? So we are doing formatted equals string place array and array with is that what I'm doing? I feel like this actually isn't right, but well, let's see what I get. The same thing. Okay, well that's actually good. What happens if I do that? I really hate, like, stop being helpful. Gosh. Okay, so the same thing. Oh, wait, this is replacing, right? This is replacing slashes with those slashes and that with that. That's right. Okay, so that makes sense what's going on there. Okay, so I guess it is doing the same thing. So where am I here? Formatted is going to be that. Then I feel like key, we're going to tack in a that. And line end is going to be line end is going to right. So I guess this is a little bit janky because I'm going through here and then what am I doing with indent? I guess I'm not doing anything with indent. So for starting on the start, then we add a open an apostrophe to the end of the key and set the line end to nothing. If we're at the end, we're going to set line end to line end, essentially. And we're going to set indent equals key equals that. And then if we're in the middle, we're going to do that with everything. Otherwise, we are just going to get variable, which is going to be the value, I guess. And return all of that. But of course, now we're going to have to update format variable to get back stuff that we want. So let's see if that function checks out. Probably not, because I don't think I put any type hints on there. So this is going to be, I guess, pause, and then the key. It's going to return a string. So that is going to be value, I guess. Value. If value. Okay, well, let's just see what that gives us. Um, so here's the thing. I'd really like, I mean, I guess I don't mind keeping an interface here. But I really want to go away. You can't define properties on an interface until PHP 8.2. And so I can't really do this like I would want to do it in, like, say, C or something, where I'd have like a union. Without sort of, right, at that point I'm just getting rid of the interface and I'm typing specifically here all the different values that could be passed in. Which, I mean, I guess I can do. And I guess, well, I don't know, private. So I feel like name key value, net level cost, we're going to be on everything. I think this doesn't have a cost because this is just hard coded in here. Yeah. Same thing with a resource and a scalar. So that's not going to fix any of my PHP stand stuff, but what if so do I have array, object, string, or string part, or reference, or resource, or scalar, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. So we knew that would not break anything because I'm not actually calling this function. So we would start calling this here in oops, there. And here. Oops. Value. I think that's it. 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So now it happens. Expects. I guess this is assuming there could be values other than what's actually been defined in the code. I believe my failures are all going to be because indenting is not correct. Oh, because I guess, right, I was passing in. Okay, so I really was. Right, I was passing this indent in and manually formatting it here. So, so I guess the other change that would have to happen to that format variable function is to parameterize the starting indent level. Hmm. But I mean, I guess other than that, everything seems to be working. Yeah, just the indents are off. So we're talking about starting indent level, uh, and like show object ID, something like that. Um, so we set up these sentinels. We set up indent, format indent. What does format indent look like? Just the indent level. And then we're gonna do show object ID and indent. So we'll set this equal to 0, and we'll set this equal to false, but now loose. We're going to change that to strict. Strict. So what happens here? Format value. Oh. Hmm. So because, right, I'm doing these essentially manually and not handing them off the format variable. I still need to be able to calculate indent manually. And I guess I would need to, anyway, to stick to the front of okay, so we're gonna have indent level, and I guess we're gonna have value. So we keep loose there, keep loose there. Reference doesn't apply, resource. This doesn't really clean up as nicely as I thought it was going to. Hmm. Uh, so maybe this is not a smart change to make. Maybe the better place to make this change is just how my values are structured. I think I still want to make that change to format though. And let me just see how indent is used here. Yeah, the only place it's used when it's passed into these composite types to know how to format sort of the following lines. So the first line is already flush left, I guess. Hmm. Think about this over a pretzel. Oh, I forgot I brushed my teeth during my last break, so now they taste a little weird. So I guess I'm just seeing where I have these asserts. What I'm kind of saying is, almost, I guess that. I don't know. I guess everywhere loose needs to really change into strict. Sorry, just saw a spider on my wall. Oh, these tests must be explicitly passing in. I guess. Oh, I guess we changed the default. I guess we were loose by default, which means we were strict by default. Okay. I guess this really... I guess this is what we're really saying. PHP is still not going to be, or PHP Stan is still not going to be happy with me because I guess it's not assuming that a value is any of the specific, could be more than the specific things I made it. So because these all, right, the reason why I did that is so I guess I just have to think about whether this is any better or I don't know, I don't really like the verbosity. This makes it so hard to figure out what's going on. But the other thing I guess I was thinking was sort of restructuring my values a little bit. So right now, the values themselves, or each value holds basically key information, and so as a result there's like this null key for if a value is not in a key, but I'm kind of wondering if instead of doing that, adding, I guess I'd be adding like 3 more value types, and that might actually end up replacing these keys, but I guess I have to think about it, but I'd almost be adding like a list element, which would have like a key, and then some other value as its element, and then we'd have like a property or a property which would be in an object basically, and then we'd have like, I don't know, container or a non-list element. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. And I guess if I did something like that, all these might actually clean themselves up, right? Because I guess if this was, say, like a list element, it would figure out what to do here. I don't know. I don't know how I want to handle that. And I guess part of the things I'm running into as well is making PHP Stan happy. which I guess is worth doing just so I have static analysis to fall back onto. I mean, I guess if I well, that's not going to make anything happy because right, I'm going to have to change. Yeah. Hmm. What have I changed? I guess so far. Basically, all I've done is this. Formatting stuff. So I may want to think about this. Yeah, I think I may go take a walk. Because I'm not going to lie, this beautiful day out here is also distracting me every time I look out my window. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I'll hop back on tonight for a little bit, but maybe not. Because I do have other stuff to do besides this. So, but in general, I guess I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out. I guess before I bounce off, Basin, do you have any questions about anything that's going on with the code, or just curious about anything I'm doing? Or if not, that's cool too. If you just kind of have me on as ASMR or something. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm gonna leave this where it is and think about it and get back to it when I get back to it. So. Yeah, I thank you for joining me. Basin, thanks for hanging out in chat. And yeah, wherever and whenever you are, yeah, thanks for joining me, and I bid you peace. And take care.